What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode, actually, before I get into this episode, happy birthday, happy 48th birthday to Laura Wright, aka Carly Corinthos. She looks damn good for 48, let me just say. And it's actually ironic that her birthday is on 9/11. It's crazy. Um, Today is the anniversary of 9/11. I believe the 17th anniversary. It was 17 years ago today for what happened at the World Trade Center. I remember that day like it was yesterday. I really do. Yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was 8 years old when that happened. Eight. Um, I remember where I was too. I was in school. I remember I was in elementary school. And I remember when it happened, we were all sent home early. I remember that. We were all sent home early. We got an early dismissal. I remember going home that day. It was all over the TV. All over. No matter what channel you turn to, it was on the damn TV. It was all day, nonstop. The next day, nonstop. And I felt so bad. Like, even when I was 8 years old, like, I felt so bad. I didn't know. I was actually scared when I was that age because I didn't know if it would come my way, if something would happen in my city. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really didn't know. I was freaking terrified at that point. It was a scary day for everybody, especially for the people, for the families of the victims. That was a sad time. It really was. And 17 years later, it's like people remember that day. 9/11. I think everybody's going to remember that day vividly. They're going to remember that day like it happened yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a day I would never forget. 9/11 is one of those days I just remember where I was, how old I was. I just remember that day so clear. You know what I'm saying? 17 years later, I remember it like it was yesterday. It's crazy. Um, so yeah, getting into this episode, the damn pub done burned down. Jason done got Christina and the wrench out. I will say this about Christina. It was stupid of her to go back into the pub, but at the same time, it was selfless. You know what I'm saying? Because she did it for her grandfather. She didn't want him to be held legally responsible. She was trying to protect him. And I respect that because she did it out of a loving place, for her granddad. And I respect that. I respect the hell out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's trying to protect him. Even when Alexis and Sam showed up to the hospital, they were wondering, like, why did you go back into the pub? And she was like, shit, I went back for my phone. Sam and Sonny weren't buying that shit. I could see the look on their face, especially Sam. Sam was not buying that shit. Sam knew that she was lying. The only person that was buying it was Alexis. Alexis was buying it because that's just Alexis. You know what I'm saying? She was just happy that her daughter was okay. She didn't care what the. I'm pretty sure if she really sat down and thought about it, she probably would have been suspicious of it. But she doesn't know everything that's going on with Sonny's dad. I'm pretty sure she knows about the Alzheimer's and stuff, but she doesn't know everything that's going on. So she doesn't find anything suspicious about what Christina said. But Sam and Sonny knew she was lying for her phone. I mean, even if Alexis didn't know the full extent of what the hell was going on, even the lawyer in her would tell her that's a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, who runs back into a damn building that could potentially explode for a phone that is replaceable? A phone is replaceable. Your life ain't. You know what I'm saying? So I know if Alexis really thought about it, she would have thought it was some bullshit too. But she was just happy that her daughter was okay. Um, but like I said though, I respect that she went back to try to protect her grandfather. I've read a lot of people comments yesterday, and I have to agree with a lot of you. I do believe it is time for Sonny to put Mike in a home, and not in a home, but a facility. I think it's time because you know what? Sonny took great measures, and I'm pretty sure spent a lot of money to make sure that something like this wouldn't happen, and it happened. You know what I mean? So he made all these concessions and stuff to make sure Mike was protected, make sure the public was protected. He gave Mike an alarm. He gave him a cell phone that has everybody's number with their face on it, so that way he would know who he's calling. He wouldn't have to memorize a name. You took all these precautions. You got him a nurse 24/7. You got him guards. All of that still can prevent none of what happened. I think Sonny needs to consider putting him in a facility at this point. I do agree with everybody. I think it's time because he's a danger to himself. Clearly, he's a danger to the general public. He's a danger to his family. Not intentionally a danger, but unintentionally, but he's still a danger to them and himself, and he needs to be put in a facility. It has to be done at this point because Sonny can't babysit him 24/7. The nurses, he slips away from the nurses whenever there's a shift change. The guards, he slips away from them. It's like you got to do what you got to do at this point. You know what I mean? Like it's a tough decision. It's a decision nobody wants to make, but it's something that I think has to be done at this point. Um, I do respect the fact that Mike was trying to help Sonny, but it's like every time he tries to help Sonny, he just makes matters worse. And matters are definitely getting worse because they found the body. Dun 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 dun. I knew they was gonna find that damn body. I knew it. I fucking knew it. I did not just say that yesterday. They gonna find that goddamn body because of that explosion. I knew it. I said they're gonna find that body. All hell about to break loose. Um, Chase went up in the basement and he found the skull. I said, damn. I said, Sonny, you about to be fucked. I'm just saying. But of course, they're probably gonna think Julian has something to do with that body. But they're gonna quickly, I believe, rule Julian out because it's like, why would he? How would he possibly know a body was in the foundation of his pub? He never ripped up the foundation, so how the hell would he know that? You know what I'm saying? What was funny was that little back and forth that Alexis had with Sonny and stuff like that, where she told Sonny that for once an explosion happened that had nothing to do with Sonny. Alexis ain't got no tact, and I love it. But it was true though. Finally there was an explosion that had nothing to do with Sonny, but it did have something to do with a Corinthos, just not this particular Corinthos this time. For once. I will say, Alexis is a loving parent. She is. But I'm glad that she, that talk that she had with Sam today, she finally realized her faults. Like, for her, she feels like, to Christina, she's controlling and stuff like that. And even to the viewers, she's controlling. Because I see a lot of your comments, people say Alexis is controlling when it comes to Christina. And I could see how you would understand it as controlling. For me, sometimes she does come off controlling, but then again, I try to look at it from a different angle. I try to see it as her looking out for her daughter. I just think she's very overprotective of her kids, and it comes off as controlling. But she admitted that, she's willing to step back and just, let her daughter be. You know what I'm saying? And Sam was trying to tell her that too, like let Christina make decisions on her own. She's an adult. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep holding her hand throughout her life. Like you can't. It's like she has to make these life decisions on her own because at the end of the day, it's her life. She has to live it. She has to live with the choices that she makes. And Alexis needs to come to that realization that her daughter is no longer a child and she has to make life for herself. She needs to figure out her career, her love life, everything. She just has to figure everything out for herself. Like you can't do it for her. You have to live your life, but you can't live your life and her life. You know what I'm saying? You can't. No parent can do that. As much as parents would love to live their life and their kids' life, you can't. It's impossible. Shit, I would love to live Jay-Z life. I'm just I mean, shit, who wouldn't? I mean, dude be taking private planes and shit. I mean, I love my life, don't get me wrong. But for a day, shit, I would love to live Jay-Z life for one day. You get to be married to Beyonce. I mean, come on now. You get to have millions of dollars, hundreds of millions at your disposal. Private planes, yachts, shit, nannies, butlers, everything in between. Like, I'm just saying, for one day I would. But I love my life, though. It's all about loving yourself and loving your life. You know what I'm saying? Living your life. That's what you got to do. Jason and Sam, I don't know what these writers are doing. I don't know what the writers are doing with Jason and Sam. I don't know. You know, a lot of you keep saying they need to just get them together. Some are saying Jason needs a new romance. Only way I can see Jason with anybody new is if they bring somebody new on. I can't think of anybody, no female that's currently on the canvas for him. I mean, maybe you could. I can't. Maybe they have to bring somebody new in or an existing character. Maybe they got to bring them back. I don't know. I just don't see anybody on the canvas currently who can keep up with Jason Morgan. I can't see it. Um. So anyway, D.A. Dawson is sitting there drinking her wine at the Metro Court. She invited Drew to have a drink with her. Um. And she was talking about her dad. Her dad was a officer of the law, whatever, but he associated with a known mobster, and he just vanished when she was 2 years old. See, did I or did I not mention her father is probably the missing guy that Sonny had buried? Because she claimed that her father just disappeared without a trace, and he did hang out with a mobster. I said, yep, that's the guy. I have to believe that he's the one that's buried at Charlie's pub. And this is why she's so hell bent on taking mobsters down. Um, Drew basically had a good point though. He said many DAs have tried to take Sonny Corinthos down. They've all failed. I said, yeah, that's true. They all failed. But she's determined that this time she's finally going to be the DA to put his ass down. I said, I don't see how, but you know, best of luck to you. It should be interesting to see her go up against Sonny. Um, I just don't see her doing it. But Drew needs to keep his eyes open with her, honestly, because there ain't no telling when she's gonna try to blackmail him with that flash drive. She's definitely gonna try to use Drew. That's obvious. Because the DA Dawson seems like the type of person she's willing to take you down by any means necessary. That's how it seems to me. She seems like that person. Like she's definitely that any by any means necessary type of character. So it's not beneath her to try to use Drew to get to Sonny and Jason. She already tried with Carly, so she's definitely got some tricks up her sleeve. That's clear. I believe that is her dad. I believe it is. So this is definitely going to be personal for her. This ain't just business as usual. It's personal. But one of the things I said before was, if you take Sonny down, there's always going to be another mob boss that's going to come right behind him and take over his territories. So it's like every time you try to take a mobster down, that's like taking drug dealers down. You take down one drug dealer, there's another one popping up 2 seconds later. It's always going to be there. You know what I'm saying? No matter who you take down, somebody else is going to rise to power. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean that the law enforcement agencies should stop trying to shut down organized crime. But to say that you're going to completely shut it down is wrong. You're never going to shut down nothing completely. It's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to shut drugs down completely. You're not going to shut mobsters down. You're not going to shut crime down completely. That's unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? You're always going to have crime. No matter what you do, you're going to have crime. You know what I'm saying? You can't completely just wipe it off the face of the earth. It ain't going to happen. Crime been around for a long time. And it's going to always be around. That's just how it is. So anyway, Elizabeth and Franco, basically the whole point of Elizabeth and Franco today was they're trying to figure out what Franco's role is going to be as a stepfather, how they're going to co-parent. I do agree with Elizabeth. Communication is key. I know some people say that, you know, Franco doesn't have a right to co-parent, but he's about to be those kids' stepfather, so therefore he does have some say. Does he have final say? No, but he does have input. I mean, think about it. This is like when Carly was married to Jax. You know, Sonny didn't like the fact that Jax had input when it came to Michael and Morgan, but he's the stepfather, and Carly had no problem with Jax having input. She already told Sonny, like, Jax is going to have input in these kids' life because he's their stepdad. And Franco's going to have input when it comes to Cameron, Jake, and Aiden. He's going to have input, whether people like it or not. It's easier for him to parent or co-parent with Elizabeth as far as Aiden and Jake are concerned because he's already on their good side. Cameron is a whole nother story because he's a teenager. He's being in that rebellious phase. He's talking back. So it's gonna be a little tougher with him. The other two kids it's a little easier, but with Cameron it's gonna be tougher. Um, and as far as the whole Princess Pencils thing with Aiden, Cameron was right. The kids are definitely gonna tease him, but if that's what he likes, then that's what he likes. You know what I'm saying? Nobody should judge anybody based off of what they like. You know what I'm saying? If you like Princess Pencils or it doesn't matter. I mean, you like what the fuck you like. He's a child. I don't care if he was an adult. You like what you like. That don't, mean that people get the right to bully you for liking, for having taste in something. You know what I'm saying? It's your preference. If you like a certain TV show or you don't like me, I don't really watch football. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of a wrestling kind of guy. I like wrestling and I never really paid too much attention to other sports like basketball, football. I never really did. You know, just wasn't my thing. I played basketball, as far as NBA and stuff, 2K and all that on the PlayStation. I play that. But as far as like keeping up and watching every single game religiously, I don't. I don't ever really watch no game on TV. That's just me. It's not really my flavor. I watch other shit, but that's just me. But yeah, this was a pretty it was a okay episode today. We finally got, some storylines moving as far as this whole Croton body situation that's finally moved along. So I'm happy with that. But once again, before you all do anything, hit that like button, hit that comment button, hit that subscribe button, and definitely click that notification bell. And I will see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Peace.